guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm in my roommate's room wearing my roommate's shirt because her room has the best lighting in the house and there's absolutely zero light out today. And I'm not enough of a nerd to own any Disney attire, but I am enough of a nerd to rant about the franchise Disney is ruining for the next 20 minutes. So as we all know, Disney is fucking up Star Wars. I have very low expectations for episode 9 that'll be coming out next year, as in virtually no expectations. Even though Rian Johnson is no longer going to be the writer-director, J.J. Abrams, who did The Force Awakens, which I like. I think he's very good at giving his work a very fun action-adventure vibe, and that's what The Force Awakens had, and I kind of liked that, but the plot was a complete ripoff of A New Hope and completely nonsensical at the same time. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of impressive, but I don't think JJ's that good either. I'm not anti-Disney, by the way. Disney animated movies I think are like on fire right now. I don't know what their deal and Lucasfilm's deal is with trying really hard to ruin the Star Wars franchise for everyone, but I think they're just gonna keep going. So I wrote down notes of all the possible like plot points or scenarios that Disney and Lucasfilms are just dumb enough to probably do. What I've been hearing through the grapevine, I think they're actually gonna try to retcon a lot of The Last Jedi, which like, good. Also, the damage is already done. Here are some of my handy dandy ideas. Disney, make sure to write me a check if you use any of these. They hyped up for the last few movies that Snoke is the big bad, and I mean, they already have his design and they had Anthony Hopkins on board, so it's like, are you really gonna get rid of Snoke for the 9th film? What if who Kylo killed wasn't the real Snoke, but he was either a very realistic android, because the First Order has all of this advanced technology, and just looked like Snoke, and it looked like a dead Snoke after he ran a lightsaber through him, but it wasn't, and the real Snoke is still behind the scenes, and he's gonna come out and spook Kylo and make Kylo think he's crazy because he's actually still alive. Or instead of an android, it was a very realistic astral projection, kind of like what Luke did, but even better because he's even more powerful than Luke. He's so powerful, he can make his astrally projected corpse still be on the ground when General Hux comes in and Kylo gets up. Along the same vein of retconning character deaths is Luke coming back, and I think a lot of us are expecting Luke to come back as Ghost Luke, to say hi to Rey and maybe hi to Leia in little blue ghost form. But what if Luke didn't really die? Or he did die, but he comes back from the dead, like a savior, because he realized that he was such a little bitch before he died that he had to come back to life. The Force wouldn't let him die in peace until he came back as like the Luke Skywalker we all know and love. Okay, something the original trilogy had that this one doesn't, other than a comprehensible plot and relatable and likable characters and passion and good character arcs, was a little bit of a love triangle between Leia and Han and Luke. What I'm thinking, what I'm envisioning, so we already have like the Rey and Kylo thing that's going on. Another popular ship is the Finn and Poe. Well, now Finn and Rose kind of have a thing going on, so we could have a love triangle between Finn, Poe, and Rose. But from Force Awakens, Finn obviously like may still have a bit of a crush on Rey. So now we got Finn crushing on Rey, Poe crushing on Finn, Rose crushing on Finn, Kylo hopelessly in love with Rey, and so now we got like a love E, and Hux and Kylo is also a popular ship, so let's just jam that in there too. We need multiple gay representations in this. Just to like round it out, let's have Poe also have a crush on Kylo. Add some romance, some drama. Since this is the last movie, they're gonna have to have a big battle somewhere in there, and you might be like, they should have a really intimate lightsaber battle with a lot of passion and emotion between Kylo and Rey. But that's not as cool as now that we know that you can just send your little ships into hyperdrive, hyperspeed, into big ships and make them blow up. Well, all of the Resistance fighters are gonna send out their little ships, and then all of the First Order are gonna send out their little ships into their big ships. And that scene of General Hodor crashing her little ship into the big First Order ship, and everybody's like, wow, that shot was so good. Wasn't that good? But imagine that, but with like hundreds of ships, just back to back to back to back to back. And then it goes on for like 15, 20 minutes, and that's the climax. Wouldn't that be cooler? Because then you could see that shot that's so cool again and again and again. It would be so cool. I feel like I have to throw this in there, but I think Lucasfilm and Disney are just dumb enough to actually have another Death Star. Another Death Star! So I have a few ideas of who the big bad is going to be, who they're gonna reveal to be like the almighty bad guy throughout this wreck of a trilogy. So, my personal favorite. As you may recall in The Last Jedi, the stutterer spy guy, I don't know, the stutterer that broke Finn and Rose out of jail had this weird throwaway line where he's like, ooh, they're making those warships for the Resistance and the First Order. So maybe Finn and Rose bring that up again where they're like, oh, we found out this information. I think someone out there is profiting off of war. Then it does like zooms in on that wannabe Leia girl, that blonde girl that keeps showing up throughout this movie, and it zooms in on her, and then you realize on her stupid uniform there's like a little camera, right? Because she's a spy, and so you zoom in on that, and then it like fades into a monitor, right? And the evil capitalist man is like stroking his beard or like rubbing his hands together, and he's just surrounded by piles and piles of money, and he's like staring at this monitor that the spy girl is showing them, with them like figuring it out, and he's just like maniacally laughing. I would only legitimately be okay with this reveal if the evil capitalist man has ears and talks like this. The other direction that they could go in, which sounds so horrible, so that's who I know they'll probably do this, that Princess Leia, our Leia, the late Carrie Fisher, that it turns out she's the evil mastermind behind it all. She's the evil one. That's why she knows how to use the Force, because she's actually a bad guy, and she's on the dark side, and she's just been penetrating the good guys. No. She's been infiltrating the good guys and just doing everything she can behind the scenes to keep these wars going and going and going and going. And she's a Sith, and she has a red lightsaber, and she's actually very proud of her son for joining the dark side, but she has to like keep that pride under wraps. And Ghost Luke / Zombie Luke is horrified when he finds this out, which maybe is part of the reason why the Force makes him come back from the dead, because he has to stop his evil twin sister from taking over the universe. You might be like, that is the most offensive thing you could ever do to Leia's character. That is borderline evil. Yeah, I know. That's why I think they might do it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you want to see more like it, and subscribe if you want to see videos like this in the future. And leave a comment down below with your brilliant theory of what you think Disney is going to do to the 9th movie. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!